Hello everyone, my name is Naha and I'm here to tell you all about our drone flight across the Mendenhall Glacier and Nugget Falls during our Royal Caribbean cruise. So right here is our DJI Mini, the drone in question that we flew right by the falls and the glacier, so you can see all 4 points. It's a quadcopter, and this is our 4K camera that we use to catch amazing aerial photographs. So before we go no further, I just want to say that this place was absolutely an incredible place to fly. Mendenhall Glacier, right by Juneau, Alaska. So first things first, we visited by cruise ship. We left out of Vancouver, Canada. We had to take our drone through security and customs, as you would normally have to do in a cruise ship. We had to put it through scanners, and of course, in our box. So a couple of you might be wondering, how did we transport the drone all across airports and cruise ships and buses and planes and ships? We used this case, a Voltec case. So I'll show you. Do a little bit of a turnaround. Right here. Very hard. It has these latches that come up. Show you the inside. And you can see that it has padding and actual cutout spots for the DJI drone. And you'll see right here, these 3 batteries are what's known as the Fly More pack, which you're definitely going to need because you don't want your great day in Alaska when you spent all this time trying to get out and catch this amazing footage and then your battery dies, because 1, that's sad, not fun, and dangerous especially. And we have our road here, and you even have like a spot to put in your like certifications or your IDs that people might ask you for. So overall, we highly recommend it because we encountered no damage on any of our drone equipment, and we took it from the US to Canada in a cruise ship across multiple ports and through airport security and had no problems at all. So when we went through security, they had us open up our case and they took a look at our drone, and they even started asking us questions. What is this? Are you flying it? Where will you be flying it? And they wanted to know what kind of drone it was. And they even pulled us aside and made us fill out these papers about our name, our cabin number, type of drone. But the good news is they did give it back to us, and we got to keep it in the stateroom with us the entire cruise. And we were perfectly allowed to take it in and out of port as we pleased. The only thing is that we were not allowed to fly on the cruise ship, whether it was moving or it was stopped, and definitely not in the port terminal, which makes a lot of sense since it might be hazardous and there's people and there's a lot of moving parts and things that are being done. So we are allowed to fly drones in Alaskan parks and forests. So first thing, absolutely do not fly your drone in a national park. You're not allowed. Luckily, Mendenhall Glacier is in a national forest, which is completely different than a national park. They have very different rules. You are allowed to fly drones in national forests. Mendenhall Glacier is the Tongass National Forest, and as of July 9th, drones are allowed in certain areas of the Tongass National Forest. So a couple of things that we did before flying there was we checked our Before You Fly app. We got an all clear. We checked in with the nice local park rangers who told us where we could fly. This. And they asked us about drones, and they even had some pretty good suggestions to give us too. So some of the important things to know. This is not an all-inclusive list, but they're helpful. Arrive early to the parks because there's large groups of people, and these are often really good tourist destinations. And you're not allowed to fly over people. You're not allowed to fly over 400 feet AGL, so above ground level. Using a before takeoff app, like the one we mentioned, Before You Fly, and DJI FLY are a really good way to determine if the airspace is clear. So by that I mean, is it uncontrolled airspace? Because you're allowed to fly in uncontrolled airspace versus controlled airspace, which you're not allowed to fly in, or you have to get the very special permission to do that. Always use a visual observer. In this case, we used 3 people, and they even did a little bit of dancing, which was pretty fun. Watch out for wildlife, especially in the forest. There's wildlife, obviously. Next, we recommend flying over the water. Gives you a good view of the glacier and the falls, but make sure you watch out for helicopters and kayakers. Also, make sure that you have a current trust certification and that you've registered your drone with the FAA. And as always, operate safely and within the rules. And now the video. Here we have a 360 view of the Mendenhall Glacier and Nugget Falls. Here we can see a notable plume of darker water protruding into the surrounding water. And as you can see here to the right, it's coming right from the waterfall. And you can note just how clear the water is because we can see the rocks on the beach underneath it. Here we can see that pieces of the glacier have calved, leaving behind floating ice. And here we have Mendenhall Glacier.